Hello, everyone. My name is Adrian Vieira Ribeiro, and I am presenting my nursing theorist for advanced nursing research. My theorist that I was assigned was Martha Rogers. Martha Rogers is famous for her science on the unitary human being. She's an American nurse, researcher, theorist, and is known for developing this theory. She has an extensive background in nursing. She was born in 1914 on May 12th. She shares the same birthday as Florence Nightingale, strangely enough. She is the eldest of four children, and she has an extensive education and received her education in Tennessee. She received her nursing diploma back in 1936 and then subsequently got further education, public health nursing in 1937, earned her master's degree in 1945 and her doctorate PhD in nursing in 1954 from Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. She's known for this theory of unitary human beings and the science behind it. There's quite a few terminologies and abstract ideas that are tied in with this science of unitary human beings, and it was actually quite ahead of its time. Martha Rogers' theory is basically views nursing as both a science and an art. There are 8 key concepts in her theory: energy fields, openness, patterns, pan-dimensionality, homeo dynamic principles, not hemo, sorry, resonance, helicy, and integrality, pardon me. The emphasis of her theory is that humans are irreducible wholes, integrated um, integrated with the environment, and it greatly influences the process of change towards our better health. Science of nursing, which is all the knowledge that we have specific to the field of nursing that comes from scientific research and the scientific process, and the art of nursing, which is actually involving using the science of nursing to creatively help better the lives of our patients. And then it's just that creative use. It's the creative use of that knowledge that turns it into the art of nursing, which we can help better our patients' lives. She was one of the first nurse scholars to really explicitly identify a person as a central phenomenon of nursing concern. And uh, she realized that the framework of nursing for practice, education, and research purposes has to kind of move away from the medical model when we deliver nursing care to people. But her core tenet of her idea is the human environment uh, and the energy processes behind that can be integrated with the nursing process. So she broke down nursing as a science into 4 postulates: energy fields, which are fundamental units. Energy is all around us. It continuously flows through human and environmental fields in an unbroken wave. Openness, which is that there's no boundaries stopping energy flow between the human and environmental fields. Patterns, which is the ever flowing motion of that energy fields. And paradimensionality, which is the nonlinear domain without any spatial or temporal attributes. They actually, in the text and the research, they analogize this to the paranormal. There's no perceived boundaries of space or time. And it's how we can theorize and explain what the paranormal is in this construct of human and environment. There's no limitations, um, and it opens the doors to new modalities that are not necessarily traditional in the medical model. Um, Her ideas were definitely radical for the time, and They, to be honestly with you, are a little difficult to understand, but they have greatly influenced many facets and avenues of nursing. I created this quick little diagram. It's pretty basic, but it basically is the interflow between energy and environment and the human being and environment, with energy flowing back and forth interchangeably between these two entities, the energy. Um, yeah, let's see. So yes, I was like saying earlier, homeodynamics. It's the shift. She shifted away from homeostasis. Roger's concept was the ever-changing nature of life and the world around us, and she came up with these other terminologies um, to kind of quantify these terms. Resonancy, which is the continuous frequency wave patterns from high to low or low to high in human environmental fields. Helicy, which is a continuous, innovative, and unpredictable diversity of human and environmental field patterns. And integrality, which is the sequential changes in the life processes that are continuous revisions occurring from those interactions between humans and the environment. Let's see. So nursing is essentially the application of these principles towards change and changing the person towards with their environment to better their lives. She came up with three theories as well. Three core theories, like accelerating change, which is change that from the human environment field patterning. Um, for instance, there's a good example in the text. The age is not and shouldn't be seen as an inevitable decline, but actually as a creative process with increased diversity in field manifestations, such as like dreaming. So it's not necessarily like a slow death, but actually each day is new experiences and these field manifestations of like life experiences and dreaming. The second one is paranormal phenomenon, are just paradimensional awareness. As I touched on this earlier, it's basically talking about how the field patterning that we experience and things that are not necessarily bound in space and time uh, can be considered, paradimensional awareness. So treatment modalities can be inferred upon that, like guided imagery and meditation. They can transcend those physical boundaries and allow for new avenues of healing. And the third one is manifestations of field patterning. These nonlinear, creative, and unpredictable processes of change. These cause and effect change yields to the change that is diverse and unpredictable. Humans and environments are irreducible paradimensional energy fields where change continuously occurs between human and environment. Nursing in general, aims to assist people in helping them achieve their best level of health. And we all think about people in our care, in our practice, um, have different avenues of health. And if we kind of look at them at this level playing field, we can kind of look at them and how they interact with their environment in a little bit more of a holistic way. I think the application of her theories can really kind of just be used to do more alternative therapies. And Dr. Rogers really believed in non-invasive therapies, such as therapeutic touch, meditation, and humor to promote health. She definitely thought outside the box, and I think that was the core tenets of her science on unitary human beings, is to try to take the typical medical model of homeostasis and kind of turn it on its head and think a little bit more out of the box, a little bit more new wave. She advocated for human rights and patient-specific decision-making. She believed that patients can make informed decisions about their own care, and they should be able to. they're ultimately know themselves the best. And once we give them the tools they need, they should be able to make their own decisions. She also believed in diversity in a non-normative approach. Not everyone should have the same cookie cutter treatment plan. People should have their own individualized care. And us as nurses should be creative in applications of her views and theories, and apply them in creative ways to get the best achievements for our patients. There are some shortcomings to her theories. They were at the time, in the 70s and 80s, very difficult to understand and very highly abstract. Unfortunately, if you look at these concepts, which are very novel and interesting, they are not really measurable. They can't really be tested. And she describes phenomenon in her theory, which is hard to quantify at times. So it's not ideal, but they definitely are important and noteworthy for their time. This is a quote from Dr. Rogers, which helps kind of exemplify a little bit what she was trying to come at. When an apple is cut, others see the seeds in the apple. We as nurses see the potential in the potential of apples in those seeds, which I thought was kind of cool. And my question for the class is, how can we use her ideas, Dr. Rogers, and theories about nursing and the unitary human being can be applied to today's complex healthcare environment? I think there's a lot of applicable implications, and that's my question. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and I look forward to seeing your presentations on other people's theorists as well. Thank you very much. These are my references, and thank you for your time.